talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she need down the ride, oh, I bet that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that.
Sup, I'm Jay. Let's talk. I was down at the S&DC today doing some training. Apparently, I look a little bit different in person. I was training people in a class that were there yesterday. They met me. They didn't know who Jay was. They were talking amongst themselves. They were like, this guy, they had a beard. He was a truck driver. And I was like, yeah, that's me. They were like, no. He had a truck driver. He had a beard. I'm like, yeah, that's me. Let me see your badge. Showed it to him. He's like, oh, shoo. Anyway, very sweet women. The mail handler union president, she was getting her training as well. A very sweet lady. That was the one that gave me yesterday. But yes, very sweet people. I'm learning a lot. So I'm gonna share a little bit what I learned, and I'm gonna share this piece of equipment that they would be using. I think it is a perfect piece of equipment for stations as well as the plants. Now, the plants, they have tow motors, but at the stations, if they utilize these correctly, they can have them at all the stations. And I think it's so beneficial because just imagine the people that work at the station, the clerks, y'all are pulling those BMCs loaded with flats in the morning. Blows your mind, right? Or those GPCs that are overloaded with DPS, right? Ridiculous. Well, this is called a Power Pal. It's basically a tugger. Now, there was a guy that commented yesterday, oh, how unsafe is that? Let's be clear, I am safety. So we were specifically down there training. So when I showed you that, anyway, it's good. If you didn't understand, that's what I'm here to do, pass on information. And I pray that DeJoy uses this because it would take the strain off of so many people. So this piece of equipment is basically, if you've ever been on a plane before, it's the same type of equipment. It's a standing tow tug. It will tug a plane into a spot. People use it on small planes to move them. And if there's nobody in a plane, they can use to maneuver around. It's a tugger. It's just a smaller version and is meant to pull GPCs, BMCs, cages, and anything else on wheels. I did check out a couple videos, and they actually used these in the post office years ago. They were a little bit bigger. And again, I'm just here passing some information on. I don't know who purchases these things, but I think that stations that have certain amount of, what do they call those, budgets, they can invest in one of these. Just imagine a truck coming with 20 pieces of GPCs and they're loaded with DPS and they got to bring them all inside, and they got two older ladies or older men or skinny people that ain't strong. Okay, we're not going to discriminate. People that ain't strong trying to pull these things inside. Well, this little tugger will yank it in. I'm gonna show you a video, educational purposes only. I'll be editing the video to utilize for my PowerPoint for when I'm teaching this pit training class. But for you guys, I'm gonna just show the raw video. And if you just happen to see anything around what we're doing, that is actually the S&DC. You may get a peek or two of what's going on and what it looks like on the inside. I'm not saying that's what it's for. You guys pay attention to the equipment and how it works. But if you see anything else, is what it is. And yes, we did have permission to record in there because, again, it's for educational purposes. And this honestly could be because the supervisors that have the option, if you're at a station, bring it up. Wouldn't it be helpful? I mean, it's almost counterproductive, the word helpful at a station or helpful at the post office, because anything that can help, typically they won't do it. I'm just throwing shade right now, but no. This is a good video. So take a look. Tell me what you see. Tell me if you like it or not. And we're going to get to some of these questions. Okay. So at the end of this video, I'm going to go back. If you watch the whole video, at the end of it, I'm going to go and read some of the questions you guys had, and I will address them. okay, from yesterday's video about the SNDC. So take a look. Let me know what you think. Do this while you have some time, obviously. And again, I'm going to answer a few questions from the video from before. Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Well, alright, Cypher part 2. Hey, baby, I get it, wow, my life is a large zoo. Time to get by, I'm coming through. They told me to take off, so I flew. Ayo, I could be so fly, make a nigga say shoot. Huh. Hey, I ain't saying I'm boss until I cross the finish line. Won't try to be hard shit, that's diapers in the wintertime. But I'll make sure I won't slur words. Hope you heard everything. And one thing, I ain't fucking around like a girl with a purity ring. I pick it up so high that I'm scared to fall. Overlooking tall people, yet I'm so small. If you all some, I all them all. I'm all for one cause life is raw. But I'm a beast from the northeast, spin heat. Anybody wanna take me off the leash? Can I breathe? Hate if you say so, I say so what? I grind them gears till they break, stop, shut them up. Brag cause of your swag, that's just being common. And I'm just standing out, blending in is not an option. Reckless, this never sounds awful, see. I give it my all cause this bitch life means more to me. And if your life is one, then that means more for me. I'm not a wet floor, but your girl fall for me. Fall for me, fall for me, fall for me, fall for me.
Let's get out of the way. Let me get out of the way. Down on down on the cages. Go into the big hole. The cages go into the big hole. Let it go. That way we can swivel. Do a lap. Pulling. Pulling. Pull it to toe. I just gotta stick my up. Remember, use both your foot and your arm. That's your separation technique. Go grab your BMC. Which one is for the BMC? That one as well. That one is for the BMC too? Yes, the big hole. Okay. The big hole in the front is for the BMC and the cage. Oh, and yeah, I checked that. Yes, yes. You guys make that, right? That's what I was trying to tell you guys. No,
They want to listen to you. No, you tell them.
I tried to tell you. So we don't have to go all the way up there. Good. That one. Yes, that one there. Great. You gotta look up multiple, right?
How much you carry? Is it what this facility allows?
I got to pull down this. Good job. Way to push yourself.
All right. So what do you guys think? I mean, if you made it to the end of that and you're actually sitting around listening to this foolishness, what do you think? You saw all that stuff in the background while you were paying attention to the piece of equipment that you're going to recommend to your station manager to try to invest in for you guys so you don't hurt yourselves? All right. So here's the first comment. So the post office will still be there to collect mail, but the trucks will deliver the mail to the GMF, or the carriers will operate right out of the GMF? Question mark. Will the GMF send the mail to these new centers instead of back to the post offices for delivery? In short, none of the post office will have delivery vehicles anymore. Those carriers sorting areas will be empty space. I hope the carriers don't have to spend 2 hours sorting their routes and deliver. There should be another crew to do that at 2 a.m. So I'm not sure who wrote this or whatever it is, but they did edit it. Yeah, that don't make no sense. It's just a station with 5 units in it. That's all it is. Trucks are going to deliver the stuff there. The piece of equipment that it is in there will sort it for them. And then the carriers take their stuff. There's nothing different. It's just that they have better equipment. So I'm not sure exactly about carriers sorting the other stuff. Alrighty. Someone made a comment. Nice, bright, shiny things is kind of what the Indians said when the Europeans gave them trinkets for their land. I don't know if that was like a slur, but please keep that to yourself. I understand the concept behind it, but you know, it's a nice place. Why we can't just accept it? It's nice. I mean, just because it's a nice, shiny trinket doesn't make it bad. It's not really positive. You know, we just got to ride it out and see. I mean, there's always skeptics. Someone did say this, though. Someone said the consolidation plan is going to be bad for EAS headcount and MHA clerks because of the automation. Yes. EAS headcount, meaning the supervisors, they will reduce. Not necessarily the supervisors, but management. Remember when we first spoke about RIFs? I spoke to you guys about that 4 or 5 months ago. Reduction in force. That's what happens to management. Reduction in force. Yeah, just look it up. RIFs, reduction in force. That's going to happen to them. As far as the clerks, I think they are going to be affected as well, because that one machine is doing the job of a bunch of them. But I did mention that to you guys, that was going to happen. And MHA, well, the MHAs, they don't have mail handlers at stations. So somebody else made a comment stating, well, that's mail handler work. That's also what the mail handler union presidents were there for, all 3 of them. It is mail handler work to a degree, but they don't have mail handlers at stations, depending on the level of the station, right? Level 4. So even speaking to the presidents, there was really nothing they could do about that. Now that's something that you guys gotta, if you're a union shop steward or whatever, that's something you have to take up with management when it comes down to it. But again, they changed the ATIS machine to SDUS, so it takes the work away, some silliness like that. So yeah, that's how that goes. Another question. Seems cool and all, but you have to wonder why DeJoy refuses to answer or give data relating to this 10-year plan of his. Postal Regulatory Commission, above Board of Governors, has been asking since last year for data on what he's doing to old facilities, impact on employees, etc., and he refused to answer. APLU has a national grievance over this as well, and they aren't getting any info either. Well, I have spoken to you guys about that, and every time that tends to happen, I definitely publicize all the videos regarding that. And I mean, we just riding along. So now to the person that wrote this, I don't want you to think that the APWU does not know, because they do. So it was so controversial today. That's for another story. But they were there at the presidents were at the APWU presidents were there while the mail handler presidents were there. It was just so tense. I was like, look, just let me do my job. Yeah, it's just one of those things where they got to sort that out for themselves. But the presidents did know that the facilities were going up. They did know who had to staff them as well. It's not like they just randomly said this, that, this, and the third. Someone did ask a question in here saying, what happens if the carriers don't show up? Where is it at? I'm trying there, a bunch of people, whatever, break room, freshly, Joyce Chance. Just bear with me. Bear with me. I usually cut stuff out, but this time I'm not gonna actually cut stuff out because I want you guys to see I'm a real person. Break rooms, music, BMCs with the electric lift. Yeah, I wonder how this is gonna change. There is fresh paint on LLVs. Been norm out of the business for past decades, making a comeback. Oh, here we go. It says, what do they do about down routes, people calling in sick? If I get put on a help trip with a route I don't know, and that's 25 minutes away from my route, user asked. So that's a good question. What do they do about down routes and people calling in sick? So they always call in sick. That's just something that happens. And if they're 25 minutes from the route, But I did mention yesterday, that is why they are hiring so many people, so many CCAs. I think that place is going to be overstaffed because of the amount of people that I had to do training with. So they do have a bunch of extra people, and I'm pretty sure they're going to stipulate it that they got to be on call, etc. There's always going to be some people that want to work. So that was a good question, and I think I got the answer from me having to train all these people. I think I mentioned that yesterday in the other video, but that's definitely a good question, because if you got extra help, you got to drive 25 minutes out. It's true, but those were a couple of the questions that you guys asked, and I just figured I'd just run through them real quick. If you stick around for the whole video, great. If not, hey, till next time. And to the mail handlers and the clerks that I hung out with today, it was a pleasure, and we'll see you soon. All right, this is JH. We out.
Unexpected expenses stressing you out? Get the money you need now with Loans for Feds, a program designed specifically for federal employees. Bad credit is not a problem. Application is fast and easy with same-day approvals. Apply now.